They had said that they wanted to plant sugar cane. This was actually their slogan. They would say that just before they attacked the residents.
In farming terms, you clear the ground to plant the cane. In this area of Natal, it came to mean that UDF and ANC supporting communities would be violently cleared out for IFP takeover. This week, a journalist relived his experience of the events in March 1990 in the Edendale Valley.
Please get a helicopter. I don't care how you do it, but please charter one. We have got to fly above the valleys, above the valley of death, to see what's happening. The cops say they are scared. At 1:15, we fly from Oribe Airport in a light plane. We are above 1,000 feet above the burning valley. We have just counted at 120 homes belching flames. The sky below us is blue with smoke. The smoke threatens our nostrils with carbon monoxide. It's really a gory sight which even Hollywood movies have never been able to capture. We see bodies lying on the ground.
They say there's another one in the house.
Edmund Zondi came to the commission this week to tell how his sister and his son were killed. His house was looted and set alight, and his livelihood, his taxi, burned out.
On the 25th of March 1990, IFP had a rally in Durban. So, on their way back, one of the buses stopped there. My son alighted from the Kumbi, which came after the bus, not knowing that this bus which was parked there was an Inkatha bus. On the veranda, before the veranda, they met with the Inkatha people and they shot them both and killed them.
Reverend Tim Smith was stationed at a mission a few hundred meters from the house of David Ntombela, an Induna and now member of the provincial parliament. Ntombela's house is in the lower part of the valley.
On the evening of the 27th, that's the Tuesday, that's when the big meeting was held at Ntombela's house. I drove past there at about 6:30 that evening, saw a large number of vehicles there. Wednesday morning, the 28th, they summoned everybody from this area to his home in the morning. And when they arrived there, there were trucks from Table Mountain area carrying more men, reinforcements. The beginning of UDF territory or Amakabane territory from here down into the valley. And this is where the first attacks took place on the 28th of March 1990. This is Gezbuso, and you see on the hill opposite many of the houses that were destroyed are no more. Further across to the left, you can't see too well from here, is Kwashange. There were big attacks there also the same morning.
We are divided by the river, Umsunduzi River, down there at the valley. That is Kwashange and this is Kwamnyandu. So when I looked there across, I saw that there were many houses burning, sound of gunshots and all that, and there were trucks moving up there with some people in the trucks with carrying weapons. When I went out the gate, I saw people there were running all over that hill now. Our people here were running away. Now there were gunshots, people were coming all over now, shooting, sound of guns all over.
Higher up the valley, the community of Ashdown decided to defend themselves. Mlamuli Mgadi was one of them. He was armed with a bush knife.
Then after that, they came. Others came that side, ran and trying to come this side. Others were coming this side, and others were coming that side. Also that side, near the school. The police came at about 11 a.m. and they watch and watch. After that, they get back in their cars and went away. The fight continued again.
Like the Msunduze River, which runs through the Edendale Valley, a thread of police complicity runs through the story of the 1990 massacre in this valley. But senior men in the police and army have not taken any responsibility for those 7 days of death and destruction. It is the foot soldiers, the young riot policemen and special constables who just followed orders, who broke the bonds of secrecy.
because I've made a confession today here, I leave today as a marked man. For the rest of my life, I'll be stigmatized, which will declare to the world that I'm a traitor. But had myself, Erasmus and Ladla, did we ever think that we would walk out of here scot-free?
In Nhlanhla Madlala, Billy Harrington and Franz Erasmus are in prison for killing an ANC youth in 1990, soon after the 7-Day War. They killed on behalf of the IFP and the National Party government. They were told by their seniors that if they murdered UDF and ANC supporters, they would not be prosecuted.
We continued to work under Heptane, and he always told us that whenever there was a fight that broke out, we should always side with the Inkatha members. Even when we got guns that were possessed by Inkatha members, we should not take them. But if they were possessed by UDF members, we should take them. Even if we could shoot or kill the people, we should not worry about prosecution.
Each shift that I worked, on each of these shifts there were assaults. And if you want me to estimate the number, I would say perhaps 1,000 plus people in my career, in my short career in the police.
Thank you.
Wel, ek het gemaak wat ek wou. Weet ek het die mag in my hande gehad. Dit was so erkenbaar dat selfs 'n voormalige luitenant Meyer het my ingeroep eendag kantoor toe en vir my gesê ek dink ek is 'n klein gooitjie. Weet en ek het gevoel soos 'n klein gooitjie. Weet ek het die mag gehad oor mense.
Dat dit verkeerd was vandag. Daai oomblik het ons nie so gedink nie. Omdat ons ook maar soos hulle sal sê, ons was gebreinspoel. Wat se naam? Maar vandag kan ons terugkyk en ons kan sê dit was verkeerd.
With that sort of background, Madlala and Harrington did not question their biased roles in the 7-Day War. Madlala was called to arms on day 3, when Ashdown and Kaluza were attacked by 2 impis. Madlala was in the group from Elandskop, IFP Induna, David Ntombela's stronghold.
It was at the place of the Indunas, but because there were so many of us, we couldn't all fit in there. Next to this place, there's an open area, and behind it, there are very high trees. When we arrived there, we were told by the same Ntombela that the people of the chief were being wiped out the other side, and we must go and help them.
He says they were given 30 minutes to destroy, an indication that the attack was planned.
A lot of these houses were burned, and that big house over there was the first to be attacked. It was the first to burn after people had run away. You also traveled up to this point? Yes, I traveled up to this point. When we were going up after the helicopter had gone past in that direction, because this helicopter had appeared from just over here. So, as the helicopter went past, you were actually seen here? Yes, like Tabane had said that the helicopter will go past and spray tear gas, and that will be the time when we have to go back.
En ons glo vorentoe sal dit beter met ons gaan en dat die hele Suid-Afrika en die mense wat hier om Natal woon, dat hulle kon sien, weet dat daar oorlog teen die ANC gevoer was, dat daar werklik 'n derde mag bedryf was. Daar was werklik 'n derde mag bedryf. Die hoë offisiere kan dit ontken, maar ons wat self daarmee te doen gehad het, kan getuig daarvan dat dit werklik so is. Daar is nie 'n ander woord daarvoor nie.
Mense wat nou nog vandag sê daar is nie 'n derde mag nie. Weet wat ek vandag gepraat het. Wat is 'n derde mag dan? Weet dit is mense wat uit beheer uitraak, wat gebruik word basies.
Senior police and army officers maintain a stony silence on their third force strategy. And the IFP, though central to every testimony on the massacre, also chose to be silent about its version of the 7-Day War. IFP Provincial MP Mr. David Ntombela made a stormy appearance. He claimed that the KwaZulu-Natal Truth Commission members were biased and demanded their resignation. Only then would the IFP participate in its hearings.
I don't believe that the kind of kangaroo court atmosphere which prevailed yesterday can contribute at all to peace and reconciliation, because there was no element of peace there yesterday. There was just naked lust for revenge.
This is South African police footage shot from a helicopter which shows David Ntombela's car driving over the bridge over the flooded Msunduzi River as the Amabutu began to attack the rural community of Kwashange in Vulindlela. It's significant that the police had full awareness of this event taking place, as is witnessed by this footage, which shows the person who has been named as a major perpetrator in these events.
Mr. Ntombela was a member of Parliament. For him not to have been here during that period would have been problematic. He was a community leader and Nduna. There's a fundamental difference between his presence in the area and his participation in what happened.